I
Just be
Quite
be
measured.
concise and not repetitive, all right?
and I'll
Please.
I'll do the best I can not to repeat too many of the comments of my colleague.
Excellent.
Having said that, to start with, I'd like to just.
Not a good start, Wayne. Not a good start.
I would just like to build the context here, and our role is not a rubber stamp. This is a plan that goes many years into the future, and I would suggest that the issue of Okura is very much a legacy issue. It's a legacy for now, and it is a legacy for future Aucklanders, and also the environment, the birds that need to feed, to breed, the fish that need to swim and feed, and it is the marine reserves like Okura that are fundamental to that. And in this case, we have a marine reserve that is in very close proximity to where many, many people are living. So this is a very important legacy issue. And we as councillors, we see the whole context of the plan, the jigsaw that you referred to, Mr. Mayor, a little while ago. And I would suggest that Okura is a vital part of that overall jigsaw that we need to secure. So it's a special place. As far as the rub is concerned, and this is very much a decision around the rub, where you put it, all the way through, the consistent approach has been to keep the rub on the ridgeline. That is the most defensible position. As soon as you shift the rub down the ridge, you lose that position, and inevitably what we will see is we will see development right up to the estuary. So Okura Village, as it stands now, which is a tiny little settlement snuggled next to the estuary, that will be gone. So you will kayak, or if you're in the estuary, you'll have a dock reserve, a Department of Conservation reserve on the one side with magnificent cowries and other vegetation, and you'll have the birds calling, and you'll have the fish in the river. But then you'll have this massive urban development, which just does not sit right. It does not sit right. It doesn't sit right with the Long Bay Park that is immediately around, and all of the earlier planning around that was against development that impacted on the visual amenity of that park. So rejecting this, I'd suggest, is the sensible, the safe, the low risk, the precautionary, the legacy thing to do.
Thank you. No, don't encourage them, Councillor.
We'll be here till
Yeah,
3
that's,
o'clock.
thank you very much.
Very good speech.
Right, Councillor Cathy.
Okay.
Order, please.
I'll be really quick, and I'll promise not to repeat anything my two colleagues have said. I think it was Joni Mitchell in 1970 that said, "Don't always seem to go that you don't know what you've got till it's gone."
That's right.
That's what this is about. We're intensifying Auckland, and that's necessary, and that's for our children and grandchildren, so that they can live in the city. And if you asked 100 people in Auckland, most of them would now say that's absolutely necessary. But this isn't about intensification. This is about preserving natural spaces, because Aucklanders would also say, if we're intensifying, we need those unspoilt wildernesses where we can go and appreciate the finest things that New Zealand has to offer in terms of its flora and fauna. That includes the banded dotterel, includes the pied oystercatcher, and even the godwit. And, you know, we haven't heard any bird names around here. But that's really important, because that's where our kids and grandkids will go, to that place that we're going to preserve today, and that's all I want to say.
Thank you. Are there any speakers for this recommendation? Right, well, I'm not even going to put it. Well, we have to.
May I
actually.
speak, please?
No, you're not.
Why not? I don't think
Because
that's fair, Mr. Mayor.
you have 3 for and 3 against.
No,
We've had 3 for.
You're taking a very minimalist approach. This was meant to be a full and
Councillor.
frank discussion
Councillor,
that you
stop
committed to,
Move your
Councillor.
motion.
and you've
Councillor.
gone back on your word to me.
We put the
Oh, I
motion.
have not. It just so happens that it doesn't suit your purpose at this time. So I have absolutely kept my word. We have had full and frank discussion, but I also said we need to do 3 up and 3 down. Now, we need to move the first recommendation because there are no more speakers, and that's the way it is. So we will move the first recommendation by division. So just go, can you go to the first recommendation? The first recommendation is put by Councillor Bill and Councillor...
Mr. Chair, I don't think...
Hang on, just...
They can sit down.
It is the... Oh, please,
Sit down.
please, come on, you guys. I asked you before, I don't need everyone standing. We are just focusing on our decision-making. Please, can you sit down so we can do that? Right, now, I have... so it's moved and seconded, and it's by way of division, so...
Could we spell it out very clearly again, Mr Mayor,
Yes,
please?
so this will be to actually accept the panel's recommendations, but for the transport. That's it in a nutshell. All right?
By division. Your Worship,
Against?
Councillor and I,
No.
Councillor Brewer,
No.
Councillor Casey.
No.
Councillor Cashmore.
Yes.
Councillor Clow.
No.
Councillor Cooper.
No.
Councillor Darby. Councillor Fletcher.
No.
Deputy Mayor Hulse.
No.
Councillor Lee.
No.
Councillor Penrose.
No.
Councillor Stewart.
No.
Councillor Sir John Walker.
No.
Councillor Wayne Walker.
No.
Councillor Watson.
No.
Councillor Webster.
Yes.
Councillor Wood.
No.
We hung us out to dry.
out to dry there, but...
Wonderful.
It's going to be a tough election for you, Bill.
He might not get
Okay, so order, please.
nothing to lose.
Order. So we now need to put the alternate,
moved.
which has been... So Councillor Wayne will move, Councillor John Watson will second.
With thanks
Can
to
I
the
just
officers.
put, just quiet, please? Can we just put that by way of voice?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
I'll put that. All those in favour say aye.
Aye.
It's against? That's unanimous. Thank you very much.
Right.
Right, now, yeah, and it's been tabled. Yes, we saw that. So this is tabled. And Penny just needs to give us a little bit of a comment, just so that we fully understand. Just go back up a bit. No, now it's
There's
delete.
just one consequential one in here that I just really need to make sure you understand. It's to do with so the panel recommended shifting the rural urban boundary not just to include the 130 hectares, but to include the 20 hectares of another property. What you've just agreed on is that rural urban boundary goes from that property as well, and the land goes from future urban back to countryside living.
Yep.
It's all in accordance with what you're doing. I just want to make it clear that that was a consequential amendment because it wasn't discussed very much in the report, but you can't do what you've done and not actually impact on these properties as well.
That's right. So, councillors, having done that, I think we've got 2 matters to conclude with. One is to do with Waitakere Ranges and one is to do with car parking.
And transport.
Transpower something or other.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll do those 3 straight after lunch. We're going to break for lunch now and we'll be back at 1:45.
Mr Chairman, just
Yes?
news has come through that Sir Ron Scott has just died. The chairman of the organising committee for the 1974 Commonwealth Games.